Alser abete perro begerto. Yeta perro begelo que coming. Bakarnish beaderto. Yish beabegelo que coming. Genish haho katarota arushanoto. Benki.
Shalom, shalom, shalom. Miss Blakah, brothers and sisters, brother Ari here, Arya. And today we have another video in the Isaiah 53 is Jeremiah the Weeping Prophet series. And so this video like number 4, I think it is. And we have maybe 1 or 2 more videos to present. But the next video for sure is going to be the dagger nailed in the coffin, beyond shadow of a doubt. The next video for sure. All of these really are daggers, but we just gonna go into it. You know how we do. We put our foot on their necks and we squeeze it until they yell uncle. This video is number 4 in the Isaiah 53 is Jeremiah the Prophet series. If you have not watched the other videos, stop and go watch them and come back to this video after you have caught up. All right, so we have the first song, Isaiah 42, 1 through 4. We have the second song, Isaiah 49, 1 through 6. The third song, Isaiah 50, 4 through 9. The fourth song, Isaiah 52, 13 through 53 and 12. And then we have our conclusion. All right. The aim of this video is to show how Jeremiah fulfilled aspects of Isaiah's suffering servant, certain aspects of the suffering servant songs outside of 53. The next and final video will be on the idioms, which it won't be. It is going to be showing you how the Isaiah 53 is not temple grammar, but legal grammar, and what the implication means for interpreting that text. All right, because we're going to go deep into that and going to show y'all. It'll be on idioms so it'll be that on Isaiah 53 that Christians and most of those in camps take as literally meaning, because those in camps that believe you believe in Christ, you're a Christian, no matter what you say or how you try to rationality, nothing. You're a Christian. That is the definition of Christianity, or a Christian is the teachings and believing in the teachings and followings of Christ, right? That is what it is. If you believe in the teachings of Christ, you're a Christian. So, first servant song, Isaiah 42, 1 through 4, right? Behold, my servant whom I uphold, my chosen, in whom my soul delights. He will bring forth justice to the nations. He will not cry out or lift up his voice. A bruised reed he will not break. Jeremiah parallels, Jeremiah is paralleled in verse 20, 7 through 9, in verse 11 and 19, verse 42, 1 through 6. Right, so 7 through 9, Jeremiah speaks of the Most High calling and his internal struggle, but he remains faithful without loud protest. And you see this below. You have deceived me, O Lord, but if I say I will not mention him or speak anymore in his name, his word is in my heart like a burning fire. Verse 19, Jeremiah describes himself as like a gentle lamb led to the slaughter, showing meekness and submission rather than loud resistance. Jeremiah 42, 1 through 6. Jeremiah advises the remnant quietly and humbly after the fall of Jerusalem, reflecting a servant's role in guiding and leading. Comparing Isaiah 42 and 1 to Jeremiah 1 and 5. So we have the word abdi. This is a noun first singular suffix, right? My servant, my servant. Then we have the word bo, which is the third masculine singular pronoun, in him. Then we have the word reseta, right, which is a call perfect third feminine singular. His has delighted. And this is in the completed form, right? In the completed form, it's not an imperfect form, so it's a completed action. The verbs are perfect, past, completed, which means they past completed, like I said. So it can't be future. So what this person that Isaiah is talking about, that through the Most High's prophecy, the Most High has already decided on this person. He's already said who this person was going to be when Isaiah was prophesying this, right? And that's why when you go, he had to tell Jeremiah, before I knew you, I formed you in the womb, right? Because Jeremiah was formed in the womb. Jeremiah is this person that he already formed and already knew, because this prophecy is written in the past completed tense at the time that Isaiah was saying this. right? So the servant already exists and is already chosen, right? Because that's why he had to tell Jeremiah, I formed you before before I formed you in the womb, I already knew you. I already chose you to be this prophet to the nations, right? So here we have the word yedetika, right? Which is perfect. I knew you. Then we have the word netatika, which is perfect. I appointed you. Same grammar, a prophet already chosen before birth. Isaiah's servant and Jeremiah are grammatically in the same category. Pre-appointed prophet. He will not cry out equals Jeremiah's speech pattern in Isaiah 42:2, right? These are imperfects with negative lo, describing habitual behavior, right? Describing habitual behaviors. Because what do you have here? You have lo, lo yesak, we lo, yese, we lo, yashemaya, right? So he's telling you right there, those are negative imperfects. Now let's look at Jeremiah. Lo, ezekanu, right? Lo ezekanu, we lo, edebir, right? I will not mention his name. We have the same lo imperfect describing restrained speech. Jeremiah is the prophet who tries not to speak publicly that Isaiah was prophesying about. The servant is sent to restore Israel. Isaiah 49:5, verse Jeremiah 1:10. These are infinitive constructs showing mission purpose. Now Jeremiah 1:10, right? And we have here to uproot, to tear down, to build, and to plant. The same infinitive structure, same prophetic formula. And the word we're going to look at I think it is Lebanot, or I think that's what we're going to look at. I think it's going to be the same word. I have to look right here and see. The servant is sent to restore Israel, Isaiah 49:6, verse Jeremiah 1:5. Right? So we have here Natatika, Leor, Goyim. I have made you a light to the nations. It's a call perfect. I have appointed you, Natatika. Right? The Kai at the suffix shows possession. So shows a possession. Now Jeremiah 1-5, we have what is this? Nabi legoyim natatika. I have appointed you a prophet to the nations. This is a direct grammatical parallel, and you see it right here. Natatika leor goyim, and you see natatika nabi le goyim. You know what I'm saying? The goyim, a prophet to the nation, a prophet to the nations. Right? When they see the goyim plural, it's inferring all the nations round about Israel. Same verb, same object, same nations. The servant is discouraged but recommissioned. Right? Isaiah 49:4 through Jeremiah 15:9. Right? I said I have labored in vain. Right? Now Jeremiah, if you return, I will restore you and you will stand before me. Both prophets experienced vocational despair, followed by divine reaffirmation. Right? So, next slide. The servant is discouraged but recommissioned. Isaiah 49:4 and Jeremiah 15. Isaiah 49 is not predicting a future Messiah. It is describing a known prophetic profile. Called before birth, mouth weaponized by God, or Elohim, sent to Israel, sent to the nations, discouraged but recommissioned. Every one of those elements is grammatically and lexically identical to Jeremiah 1:15. The servant in Isaiah 49 is Jeremiah described poetically as the ideal suffering prophet of Israel. The servant is a trained prophet with a God-given tongue. Isaiah 50:4 verse Jeremiah 1:9. The Lord Yudewaheh has given me a trained tongue to sustain the weary with the word. Right? So you see Isaiah here, the Hebrew grammar, you see Natan Li. This is a call perfect, right? And then you see Leshon Lemudaim, no, limudim, right? Lushan limudim. Noun plus passive participle. This is the standard prophetic empowerment formula. Now Jeremiah 1 and 9. Not, what is this? Nita, nite, nitatati, debari, bepe, bepeka, right? I have put my words in your mouth. Same verb, natan, same object, mouth and tongue, same prophetic function. Man, I should have made that bigger so I could see the vowels. Actually, it look like that if it's an I or an E or a hierarch or a Siri. The servant is beaten, not symbolically but physically. Isaiah 50 and 6 says Jeremiah 20 and 2, versus Jeremiah 20 and 2. Isaiah 50 and 6, right? We have I give my back to those who strike and my cheeks to those who pluck the beard. These are first person perfect verbs, autobiographical suffering, right? Jeremiah 20 and 2. Pashur struck Jeremiah the prophet, same verb family, natah, to strike. Isaiah uses poetic first person. Jeremiah is historical narrative. They describe the same type of event. Silent submission. I did not hide my face. Jeremiah chapter 50 verse 6 was Isaiah chapter 50 verse 6 was Jeremiah 11 and 19, right? I did not hide my face from shame and spitting. I was like a gentle lamb led to slaughter. Both describe non-resisting humiliation using passive imagery, right? The passive imagery. Letobah, right? The letobah. Because you see the letobah. You see the alup, yebal, lebot, letobah, right? Alup, yubal, letobah. The same, like a gentle lamb, lamb led to slaughter, right? Gentle lamb led to slaughter. So as you can see, it's the same passive imagery. All right, so fruitful despite pain. Isaiah 50 in chapter 8 versus Jeremiah chapter 20 and 2. Who will contend with me? Who is my legal adversary? This is forensic courtroom Hebrew. And we'll get into more into forensic courtroom Hebrew later on in the next video. All right. That will be the final dagger on Isaiah 53 and Christ and anything, all that. All right. Jeremiah 20 and 12. Plead my case. Jeremiah repeatedly uses lawsuit vocabulary against his persecutors. So the final linguistic conclusion, Isaiah 50 is not predicting a future Messiah. It is a poetic first-person retelling of Jeremiah's ministry. Not retelling, but foretelling of Jeremiah's ministry. The Most High trained prophet, God trained prophetic tongue, public beatings, silent endurance, humiliation and spitting, legal appeals to Elohim, faithfulness despite despair. Every clause in Isaiah 50, 4 through 9 maps directly to Jeremiah 11, Jeremiah chapter 1, chapter 11, chapter 15, and chapter 20 in grammar, vocabulary, and discourse type. The servant here is Jeremiah speaking in elevated prophetic poetry, Israel's archetypal suffering prophet. The servant is a known man, not a future figure. Isaiah 52:13, verse 14, verse Jeremiah 20 and 2. My servant shall act wisely. His appearance was marred beyond a man's. Right? Isaiah 52:13 through 14. These perfects and stative principles describing an already known condition, not future prediction. Jeremiah is explicitly described as physically ruined by persecution. Jeremiah 20 and 2. Pashur struck Jeremiah. Opens with Jerusalem after destruction. Isaiah 52, 1 through 2. Awake, awake, shake yourselves from the dust. Arise, sit enthroned, O Jerusalem. These are imperatives spoken to a ruined city. Jeremiah is the prophet who lived inside that fall. Jeremiah 32, 1 through 2. Jerusalem is captured while Jeremiah is present. Isaiah 52 presupposes post-destruction Zion, which Jeremiah experienced which only Jeremiah experienced through the major prophets. Right? So it says, you were sold for nothing. Isaiah 52:3. You were sold for nothing. This is legal covenant language. Jeremiah is the prophet who repeatedly explains exile as covenant breach. Jeremiah 15:13. Because of your sins, same theology, exile was not random, it was judicial. Right? And you see it right here in the same. Behato Heka. You know what I'm saying? Right here. Behato Heka. Yeah. Beto Heka. Can't get it right. Let me drink some of this tea real quick. Hold on. And then Isaiah 52:3, Bichanam Nima correctim, Nima yeah, Nima correctim, Nima cartim. That's what it is. Nima cartim, Bihanim miha cartim, right? And you see it right there. So it's the same theology. Exile was not random. It was judicial. Egypt versus Syria reference equals Jeremiah's lifetime. Isaiah 50:4. My people went down to Egypt. Assyria oppressed them. This is a historical review that leads into Babylon. Jeremiah is the prophet who warns Judah not to flee to Egypt, sees Assyria gone, lives through Babylon. No other prophet stands at that precise transition point. My name is blasphemed all day. My name is continually blasphemed all day. Isaiah 52:5. Now you have Jeremiah and Jeremiah 20:8. I am mocked all day long. Elohim's name is mocked because Jeremiah speaks it. The prophet and God and Elohim are socially bound. Why? Because he told Jeremiah that I'm going to put my words in your mouth. All that I say, you shall speak. So when Jeremiah started speaking these things, it wasn't Jeremiah that was talking; it was the Most High. So when the people were mocking Jeremiah, they were actually mocking and making fun of the Most High. This is why I tell people that fall up under my my wing, my flock, my shepherd. Be careful how you talk to and treat people that come up to you that you know or don't know, because you don't know if the words that are coming to you are coming from them personally or is it coming from the Most High. You know what I'm saying? Is the Most High using that person to warn you and to give you some correction or not? So you have to be careful how you treat people and how you talk to them and how you people that you know or don't know. And you really have to sit there and think, did this come from the Most High? This is person's personal feelings. Right? So like I said, the prophet and the Most High were socially bound, but the people didn't understand that. They didn't know that. So they mocked Jeremiah and thinking they were mocking Jeremiah, but in reality, they were mocking the Most High. They will know my name. Isaiah 52:6. Therefore, my people will know my name. This is covenant restoration language. Jeremiah is the prophet who, in Jeremiah 31:33-34, they shall know me. I will forgive their iniquity. Isaiah 52 and Jeremiah 31 are the same theological system. The good news is not Christian. It is Jeremiah's message. Isaiah 52:7. Proclaim peace. Proclaim good. This is restoration from exile language. Jeremiah chapters 30-33 is literally called the book of consolation. The watchmen see Babylon fall. Isaiah 52:8, Jeremiah chapters 29-33. Isaiah 52:8, they will see Yud-Heh-Wah-Heh return to Zion. Jeremiah 23-33 predicts return from Babylon, not a Messiah. The watchmen see Babylon fall continue. So Isaiah 52 is not setting up a future savior. It is describing post-Jerusalem destruction, Babylonian exile, covenant punishment, restoration theology, a persecuted prophet. and national redemption. These are the historical, grammatical, and theological fingerprints of Jeremiah. Isaiah 52 through 53 is Jeremiah's ministry written in sacred poetry. So the like a lamb led to a slaughter. This is identical Hebrew imagery. You have the same syntax, lo, imperfect describing restrained speech. Jeremiah is the prophet who tries not to speak publicly, right? I was like a tame lamb led to slaughter, right? So what do you have? This is what he says, Alu Yubal Letubat, Letube, Letuboha. I'm sorry, Letuboha. So you have that right there. And the other way it is Letobe in Isaiah, I think it is. So continue, imagery continue. In Isaiah, you have the word shesh. In Jeremiah, you have the word kabesh, right? Kabez. In Isaiah, you have the word Yubal. In Jeremiah, you have the word Yubal, led to slaughter, right? And that other word, Kabez, was lamb. And you have, the other word was lamb. Then you have Leteba, and Letabaha. Jeremiah, and so in Isaiah, Letabat. This is not thematic, this is lexical identity. Jeremiah is borrowing Isaiah's own metaphors. The servant is a rejected prophet, Isaiah 53 and 3, verse Jeremiah 15 and 10, and Jeremiah 20 and 8. Despised and rejected of men, right? Jeremiah 15 and 10. Everyone curses me. Jeremiah 20 and 8. I am a laughing stock all day long. Same passive social rejection grammar. Same grammar. You see it right here. So yeah. Kulo, and you have Kulam, right? Same rejection grammar. Cut off from the land of the living, Isaiah 53 and 8 and Jeremiah 38 and 6. He was cut off from the land of the living. This is a passive nafal, removed, imprisoned, isolated, right? So he'd been isolated, thrown in a pit, and left off to die with no water, no food. Jeremiah 38 and 6. They threw Jeremiah into the cistern, no water, only mud. He is left to die, cut off from life, cut off from society, cut off from the living. The servant bears Israel's guilt as an intercessor, Isaiah 53 and 11, verse Jeremiah 14 and 7, Jeremiah 15 and 1. He will bear their iniquities. And in the next video, you're going to see, especially when we go into that, he shall bear their sins and all that mipasenu. That's the word, mipasenu. You will see mipasenu doesn't mean exactly what the English is translating that into. And you'll also look at some other things that we're going to point out as well in the next video. The dagger, the final dagger. Jeremiah 53 and 11. He will bear their iniquities. Jeremiah 14 and 7. Our sins testify against us. Jeremiah stands between Elohim and Israel. Jeremiah 15 and 1. Even Moses and Samuel cannot intercede. Jeremiah had been doing so. The servant is not a sacrifice. He is a suffering mediator prophet. And you see that Jeremiah was suffering the whole entire time. And the next, when the next video come up, you're going to see, we're going to go into depth. We're going to show you the legalities and the legalistic literature all in Isaiah 53 and how Jeremiah, how it fulfills it. Isaiah is describing Jeremiah's career. Isaiah 40 through 55 is written during the Babylonian period before Jeremiah had been persecuted. Isaiah is interpreting Jeremiah's ministry prophetically. The grammar is past and present tense. First person prophetic speech, known persecution, known intercession, known imprisonment. That can only fit Jeremiah. And y'all forget, Jeremiah lived 100 years after Isaiah. 100 years. Y'all forget it was 3 deportations into Babylon, 3 waves of deportations into Babylon. All right, so Jeremiah lived after, I think it was 100 years after, or it was something close to like 60 years or something like that. Close enough after Jeremiah after Isaiah, that this prophecy is even more proof. So it's just like, man, y'all got to start opening y'all eyes, man, and really pray to the Most High. And He keeping y'all eyes closed because y'all keep putting this idolatry into everything. He said, worship Him alone, Him and Him alone. So now we're here to the summary table, So Isaiah's servant song, key theme in verse, right? So we have the servant song, we have the corresponding key theme in verse, the corresponding Jeremiah passages, and the similar theme, right? The theme. So 1, Isaiah 42, 1 through 4. Gentle servant brings justice quietly. Corresponding Jeremiah passages, Jeremiah 20, 7 through 9, 11 and 19, 42, 1 through 6. Similar theme called servant, quiet endurance. Isaiah second song, Isaiah 49, 1 through 6, called from the womb, mouth like sword mission. Corresponding passage, Jeremiah 1, 4 through 10, Jeremiah 15 and 19, called from the womb, prophetic. Isaiah 50, 4 through 9. Number 3, endures abuse, silent, faithful speaker. Jeremiah fulfills that. Jeremiah 20 and 2, 11 and 19, 15 and 15 through 17. Physical abuse, silent endurance. Isaiah 52, 13 through chapters 53 and 12, suffering servant, bears sins, rejected intercessor. Jeremiah 15 and 15. You see that? Jeremiah fulfills that. Jeremiah 15 and 15, 20, chapter 20, 7 through 8, chapter 37, 15 through 16, chapter 38 and 6. Rejected, unjust, suffering. All right, so I just wanted to bring bring this grammar, just a tad bit of grammar leading up to this next video that's going to go heavily into the grammar to show you that these people are teaching you idolatry, and some of these people are knowingly teaching you idolatry because they know the Hebrew language. So you have to question their motive, why they blatantly teaching that when you know the Hebrew language and grammar doesn't say that. And then you have some that are doing it ignorantly, and then you have some that are just rebellious because they was told, and they just didn't want to do the research to do their due diligence. They had that belief. And the problem is, everything that came from one west, it was wicked fruit, and everything that is bearing from that is wicked fruit because they did, they tell people not to learn the Hebrew because the Hebrew and the grammar is going to expose them, and for the liars that they are when they lie. So if you enjoyed the video that I have here, and if you're edified with my entire channel, go back and check out some of the older videos that we did. Okay, we have a lot of information. We do Isaiah 9 and 6. We do Psalms 110. We do Isaiah 7:14. We do the Genesis, let us make man in our image. We do Micah 5 and 2. We do all the so-called prophecies of Christ. We have broken those down and destroyed them. Psalms 22, Psalm 16, all of them. We have broken those down from the Hebrew grammar and destroyed them. So go back through and look through those old videos. But if you were edified and I was able to teach you something today, please hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. And that helps us get into the algorithm because we're being shadow banned and we're being blackballed off, not necessarily blackballed, but because our numbers on our channel is not up, we can't get on some of these platforms and things. So please, and at this point I don't even want to get on their platforms, But so please hit the like button, subscribe button, leave a comment, let us know what you think, and share in your groups, share with your community, share in your private messages groups, share with your family members. If you believe that you have been taught some information in this video. All right. So until the next video, I do bid you lahitiot mispachah, peace and blessings, family. Shalom, shalom.
Arser abete perro begerto, yeta perro begelo que comin. Bakarnish beaberto, yish beabegelo que comin. Genish haho katarota arusanoto, benkini setaro meganai. Arser hamita berro begeronto, yitem perro begelo que comin. Wagen is be a bikin robo, is be a bikin long and coming. Geni shakaho and the rota ursonoto, when kinis at the rome canai.